This New Day cooking segment brought to you by Ferguson Bath Kitchen and Lighting Gallery, powered by Electrolux.
For more than 25 years, Christopher Kimball has experimented, sampled, and developed recipes so that home cooking can be easier and even more delicious. In the first cookbook drawn from his Milk Street Public TV show, he explains even more. So back to share his tips on New Day is Christopher Kimball. It's so good to see you.
Thanks for having me back.
Thank you for coming.
Pleasure.
I am positioned over some chocolate that is just, I think these are the carbs coming in through the air. This is
That's
so
why you're
fun.
on this side, because the chocolate is on this side. And the brownies, I
Come
point out.
on, look, you guys. It's like heaven. I'm going face first in just a minute. All right, what are we making today?
It's a topical application. So
Yes.
You can eat it and you can put it on you. So it's
and
both.
then you can lick it
And
off
then you can
later.
lick it off later. So, well, here's the concept of Milk Street is we go around the world, find new ways of cooking, new combinations of ingredients, bring them back here, and then create recipes that people can make at home. So the concept is bolder, fresher, easier, and this is a good example. So nothing wrong with the brownie.
There's nothing wrong.
But if you take tahini, which is essentially peanut butter, right, made with sesame seeds, and put that in with the
Did you
chocolate.
hear that? The natives are restless out there.
Yeah, they're running towards the brownies. It's a slightly bitter flavor with the sweetness, and that's sort of part of Milk Street is you want to put things together that create some balance. Because brownies are great, but they're all sweet. So this has a really more sophisticated flavor, but kids like it too. So we're going to go do that now. So we
Let's
start
do
with
it.
some chocolate, some cocoa powder, and half a stick of butter. Of course, why not?
What kind of chocolate did you use?
We like bittersweet. I don't like the 80 or 90, the really.
Like 70%, somewhere
yeah,
in there?
70% is fine.
Okay.
So then this is standard brownie procedure. 3 eggs.
Right.
We're going to take some vanilla, just a tablespoon.
All right.
A teaspoon of salt. Everything so far is pretty standard issue. A cup plus a little bit of sugar.
Okay.
And we're going to just whisk that together.
And do you use just regular sugar or the super fine stuff, or does it
No,
matter?
just regular sugar's fine because it'll dissolve when we do this now.
This sort of looks like we're starting a pecan pie, which I'm already ready for Thanksgiving.
That's my favorite. You know, that's one of the hardest pies to do, to get it cooked just right, actually.
Yes,
So,
that is
yes.
true.
I'll come back and we'll talk about
Okay.
that, yes.
I've had loads of practice, but yeah,
Well,
it's tough.
most people overcook it.
Yes,
So you want to
agreed.
undercook it. So
Exactly.
we're not
Like
talking about
cookies.
pecan pie. So a little flour, and now we're going to do something different, which is we're adding 3/4 cup of tahini.
Okay.
And this is nice. It's not over roasted. Some tahini you buy is very dark and really bitter.
And it's
So-
okay to just buy it, right? This is not something you have to make. No?
I'm not making my tahini.
Okay,
you
good.
Buy it.
Neither am I.
Yeah, but come
So-
on. I mean, you know.
Well, I just want to be sure.
You know, a kid's job, you're going to go out and buy your tahini.
Interesting.
So, interesting. Is that all I get out of this? Is interesting?
No. I just tasted the tahini.
Okay, okay.
I've normally had it in other things, so I don't think
It's
I
very
realized
good.
that it has that little aftertaste.
So we're going to take a half a cup and we're going to put that aside.
Okay.
We're going to take the chocolate, which is the chocolate, the cocoa powder, and the butter.
Right.
Put that in here. And by the way, at home I don't cook with a bow tie. If that was
too.
going through your mind,
You
'cause
do
you were
too.
kind of looking at me going like, does he cook with a bow tie at home? I don't know. It's like,
You just do whatever you want to do, and I'll be thinking that it's great. Now, is it okay if I have just a little taste here?
you can do that if you like. You've had the tahini, now you have the chocolate, so you're all set. You don't actually have to eat
I'm
the
in
brownie.
balance.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to put that into this pan.
Now, let me ask you about how you prepared that pan, because that's important with your brownies, because you don't want them to stick.
It's a sling. You do this very often when you're baking. Is you have 2 sheets of aluminum foil, you put one across the other, and you butter it.
Okay.
Now put that in the pan like that.
That looks delish.
So far, yeah. Then the fun part is we'll take that.
I like that he leaves plenty in the bowl, so that we can eat that later. So we get that all kind
Okay.
of leveled, and then
Then we have the tahini, and we're going to dollop this in.
so there's a trick to this, I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
we're going to do a bunch of little dollops.
They don't have to be perfect,
They don't
right?
have to be perfect. You're saying that because they're not perfect, right?
No, I'm-
Thank you for the support. I appreciate that.
That's your inner voice. That's not me. I'm saying that for me because I don't like things that
I'm
have
thinking
to be
like,
perfect.
does she think I cook in a bow tie? It's like,
You're having a lot of thoughts today.
well, I'm looking at you go like, I wonder what she's really thinking.
No, I'm thinking. Listen, there's chocolate in front of me. I'm having one thought. How
So
do I get to
you're not
it?
thinking.
No.
That's good.
Okay, is that not obvious
Okay.
from the show?
Well, believe me, I've been doing it a long time too. People go like, he doesn't actually do anything on the show. He just stands there the whole time. It's like, 4-year-olds even understand I don't do anything. So now we're just going to go through like this. And
so you just made
I
an
heard
S, and
and
then we go
we
across.
do a couple more.
He did an
like
S
that.
and an
Yeah.
X.
Okay. There we are.
So you can just create.
There you go. So now you put this in a 350 oven for about half an hour. And when it cools, it actually comes out fairly easily
So
with
pretty.
a sling like
and
that.
look at that. Look, it just pops right out, and so
cut
you're
it.
not digging around in there. But it's beautiful. Can you see? Let's see if we can get a shot. I don't know where.
It's like going to
Here
one
we
of your
go.
famous Seattle coffee places, and this is the top of the cappuccino.
Yeah,
Right, same thing.
absolutely. So is this one of your favorites?
Yeah, there are two recipes are my favorite. This tahini brownies, and we do a chocolate chip cookie that has some rye flour. One thing people have figured out is all-purpose flour has no flavor, even though I've been cooking with it for 45 years. So people are starting to use whole wheat flour, rye flour, putting tahini in, just to get some real flavor and some contrast in there. Again, it's that idea of sweet and bitter, pairing those together.
Yes.
And everything we do at Mill Street is about having different flavors. At the end of the day, you really want something you taste, and you can taste all the different ingredients. European cooking, Northern European cooking, was about melting pot food, like beef stew. It's a umami on umami on umami. It's a triple umami. But other places in the world use a little bit less meat, a lot of spices, herbs. Things are much more interesting. And so it's a little bit lighter, it's a little healthier, but it's actually tastes better.
Well, and I think for home cooks, we appreciate just being able to do something new. Sometimes you're tired of the same old thing, and this gives us a brand new look at maybe things that we already know we love, but
but simple. It has to be easy and simple, because you don't want to do something. In the 70s, I used to cook all Friday night and then all day Saturday do something. I mean, this is about, it's Tuesday night. You got 45 minutes to put dinner on the table, and how you can do something really interesting. If you start with big flavors, then the cooking's not that important. It's about the flavors. So it's flavors less so than technique. Mastering the Art of French Cooking was a fabulous book, but when someone says mastering the art, then there's a lot of technique there.
Yeah,
if you see Jacques Pepin use a knife, this guy started when he was 16 in Lyon. Most of us don't have those skills. So the question is, how do you get big flavor? We'll start with big flavor. It's really not
Simple
that hard.
as that.
And that stuff's in the supermarket now. 10 years ago, it wasn't. So you can buy
That's so
it.
true. That's so true. We have better options. So tell us a bit about the show. If people haven't seen it, where do we find you? What's it all about?
We're on public television. We're all over the country. We start usually someplace in the world. In Thailand, for example, we'll go there. We'll cook with some people. Bring those ideas back. There we are in Thailand. Yeah. And it was Andy Ricker, actually, of Pok Pok. And,
look how good that is.
That was actually a chicken recipe where they do a grilled chicken and they marinate it overnight. And they serve it with a tamarind dipping sauce.
Oh, my goodness.
The chicken was good, but the tamarind dipping sauce, I could put that on the brownies.
Right.
It was so delicious.
So good. And you have a live show tonight, right?
We have a live show tonight, and we go on stage and bring people up on the stage and do cooking contests and make fun of people, and they make fun of us, which is why we like to do it.
Is there brownie eating involved?
There's not brownie. We do actually make omelets, and you have to make them with a secret ingredient.
Oh.
And there's a cook-off.
Can you tell me, or it's
Well, no, we have a wheel of spice, and so you
I
have to
see.
spin the wheel, and you have to use nigella seeds or fish sauce or pomegranate molasses, whatever it is, and you have to incorporate that into your omelet.
This sounds really
And
interesting.
then we bring somebody up from the audience who's the judge, who gets to judge. So.
Isn't that fun?
It is fun.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
Christopher Kimball presents Milk Street Live tonight at 7:30 at Kirkland Performance Center, which is a great spot. Have you been there before?
No, I've
You're
not.
going to like this. It's a really good spot. We'll have ticket info and the recipe for these brownies on our website for you. After the break, how writers from around the world are taking part in National Novel Writing Month and why when we return. Look at it.